What is good, guys, and welcome to today's video. Unfortunately, I forgot my Sony today, so we're filming on Oka-chan's GoPro Hero 7. We've got the stabilization on. I don't have a mic, but hopefully it sounds okay. I'm just gonna speak really loud because there's a big main road here with a lot of trucks going past. But you can see behind me that we are in a pretty cool car yard here in Japan. And we're gonna check out some of the prices, see if cars here in Japan are really expensive or cheap. Like, are they cheaper than what you can buy them in the States or in Australia and other places around the world? And this place has some really nice cars. Bunch of 34s here, as well as a really nice 32 GTR behind me and a 33 GTR. Bunch of Silvias and S15s over here. Couple like really good drift cars and missiles that you could be using out here. I can't see the screen whatsoever and if I'm in frame, but I hope I am. It's a GoPro, so practically everything should be in frame, right? Anyways, let's get into it and take a look at some of these cars. So the car yard that we're at today is called Garage R. And Garage R, there's a big chain of these all around Japan, but this one is located here in Atsugi. So if you're on any of the American bases close by, you guys probably know about this place, have seen it, or if you don't know about it, then definitely come here and see if you can get yourself a nice deal for a good car. I think where I want to start is all the way at the end here and work our way up. What's actually really kind of cool, hang on, let's go for a little walk this way up the street. There is this huge police station right here. And when I walked past it before, I was looking at all the police cars in their garage here. And I don't know if the GoPro can see it, but can you see the R33 GTR police car nose just hanging out of the garage there a little bit? We'll zoom in the editing software later, but that's really cool. So let's start from this end, like I said, and the prices that I'm going to tell you today, I'm going to do a quick, easy conversion from Japanese yen to USD because that's very similar. Trying to do AUD or any other currency is very difficult for me, and it's just easier for me to just say what it is in USD because that's a pretty, well-known currency, right? So, starting off here, we got a really nice R33, I believe it's a GTST Koki, so Series 2. It's got that nice bumper, the nice headlights. We'll check if it has the airbag. It has the airbag, so it's definitely probably a genuine Series 2. So yeah, turbo. See how many kilometers are on there. Only 91,000 kilometers. That's a low kilometer engine. And then, yeah, everything looks pretty clean in the engine bay. They want about $12,000 USD for this bad boy. That's pretty cheap for a really clean Series 2, under 100,000 kilometers on this car. It's crazy, and it's a grade 4, so it has no crash accident history. That's really good. Definitely would recommend picking yourself this up. That's why it's probably a little bit more expensive. My R33 Skyline with the 34 front, it wasn't a grade 4 or anything like that. It was a grade R because the front had been replaced with the 34 front, and I got that for about $6,000 4 years ago. Oh yeah, about 4 years ago now. So if that's any consolation, and that had 60,000 kilometers on it. So just to give you an idea how much the prices have kind of risen, but bear in mind, mine was an R rating because the front had been repaired and a 34 front end was put on it. Moving on here, we've got this beautiful kind of midnight purple, this crazy kind of fleck through the paint here. It looks really nice. It's got an interesting kind of hood scoop going on there. Now let's have a quick look. How many Ks has this guy got in it? Unknown kilometers. So these are the cars that they can't really tell you how many Ks are on them because the clusters have been changed with Nismo ones or other aftermarket ones. And you can clearly see this car was definitely probably like a Hashida's car, someone who, was drifting or, doing time attack stuff because he's got a roll cage, he's got gauges installed in the dash over there. But they want about $12,000 USD for this clean 182. And I have to admit, it's got some nice goodies on there, nice wheels. It's been converted to 5-lug unless it was the Koki one, which I can't really tell if it was the, I guess if it's got the Type X rear taillights, that could be another hint. Yeah, so it could be the Series 2 180SX. Actually, the engine bay was the Series 2 engine, so that would explain why it has 5-lug. The Series 2 180s had 5-lug. Yeah, there you go, it is a Series 2. So there you go. It's got the 5-lug on there, so you don't have to worry about that 4x100 life. Very nice. I'm not a big fan of this wing, but each to their own. And I do like this midnight purple with the fleck in there. It's kind of nice. All right, now moving on, because this is kind of interesting. This is I guess, it's pretty rough. You guys can see, this thing's definitely been used as a drift car or something at some point. You know, if you look closely, you can see, you know, they're bashed in here, so you got a little bit more room for your wheels and stuff. Looks like the loom's been tucked up in there as well. So this car's definitely been drifted, definitely. And still 80, so it's a 180SX chassis with a Silvia front end. Looks pretty cool. It'd be a great little car for drifting, taking to Ebisu, shredding on. It's got quite a few upgrades. You can see oil coolers and stuff like that in there. And like this other car over here, this one has a fair bit of glitter paint kind of going on there. You can see through there, there's definitely a lot of modifications in this car. Now they have no price on this car because it's under negotiation. So it looks like it is probably sold. But I would not expect this to be super expensive. It's hard to see, but inside there, it looks like they got like a double strut brace going on. All the rear seats are missing and stripped out. It's got an old Recaro seat in there. Overall, like, it's got an Apexi Power OC, so yeah, it's definitely got some good stuff in there for having a bit of fun. But yeah, you can tell like this thing's been hit in the rear quarters and stuff. There's bog everywhere and stuff and putty. But I mean, it's gonna be a cheap slider, that's for sure. And like the paint, they painted over things and stuff. This one, very clean. Koki 180SX, so Series 2, pretty much the same as this one, but this one's got its original, no, that's not original paint, I don't think, but midnight purple with no fleck. This one's done 86,000 kilometers and they want 18 grand USD for it. For a Series 2 180SX with this low kilometers, that's fair. Very, very fair. And this wasn't a car bought at auction, so there's no grading on it, so it was a private sale. Very cool. Very, very, very clean and cool. Oh yeah, like look how clean that engine bay is. We actually had these hoods popped before, but they've been closed now. So true story here in Japan. These are the guys that catch you speeding, and they're called shirobai. Shiro meaning white and bai meaning bike. So they're the guys you want to look out for if you're driving in Japan and you're going faster than the speed limit, which I don't recommend you do. They've been really strict on foreigners lately. S14 Koki. So a lot of people in the States, they just always know this is the Koki Silvia, right? But Koki just means Series 2 if you don't know. So that's why when I'm talking about like the 180 SXs and stuff being Koki, that's the Series 2 version of the 180. So the Type X, as you guys also probably know it as. So really nice S14. Koki, they want about $14,000 US for this, and it's only got 91,000 kilometers on it. That is low. Obviously manual, turbo, all of these got turbo engines in them. Some of these S15s over here were originally NA base, so they originally had an NA engine in them, but they were swapped to turbo motors and stuff like that, which we'll get to in a little bit. But yeah, pretty clean, honestly. Like the interior in this is actually really nice. It may be hard to see. There's a fair bit of dust and stuff from the main road here getting on the cars, but that's a really clean S14. Now this S15 here, I believe is an automatic base. No, an NA base, yeah, Spec S, that then had an SR20 swapped into it from an S15. And they're looking for about $13,000 US for this, and kilometers are unknown. The cluster's been swapped because when it went from an automatic or an NA car, they swapped the clusters to the turbo one. So they don't know the original kilometers on the chassis or the engine. So, you know, there is a bit of a gamble there, but obviously do your compression checks, make sure the engine's healthy and stuff like that before you buy any car. Moving on to this S15, it's got some eyelids going on there. It's kind of nice. I haven't seen too many S15s with eyelids. That's kind of cool. They want about $14,000 USD for this one. It's done 164,000 kilometers. Genuine S15, 6-speed manual, Type R. So that's why obviously there's a bit of a jump in price here. But it's done a lot more kilometers than like the S14 and stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, what's this? The same price actually as the S14 Koki over there. But the Koki, just so you know, the Koki, remember that this is done low Ks. This is done 91,000 Ks. This one, 164,000 Ks, 70,000 more kilometers on it than the S14, and it's the same price, just because it's an S15. Moving over here, we have another S15. They want about $12,000 USD for this one. And kilometers, 133,000. And this one has a 6-speed transmission as well. This is a Type S base, with the S15 engine, turbo engine swapped into it. So that's why it's a little bit cheaper, because it's 12 grand, right? Instead of being like, you know, 14, 15 or so like that. This one's another one like that, 6-speed manual, originally an NA base. It's got the turbo engine swapped into it, 13.8K. And this one here, 13.8K they want for this one. We just took this out for a nice drive, which was nice. So this has the, this was a Type S NA base. They swapped in the turbo motor from an S15, but it has a 5-speed transmission. So, and that's about 13.8. It's done 77,000 kilometers, so really low. That's pretty cheap. 13 grand for an S15 in nice white, good condition like this. That's pretty decent, honestly. Over here we got a 34. What is this? A G25 GT, so non-turbo, RB25 NA. And they want about 15 grand for it. It's done 100,000 kilometers. That's pretty good. For where the prices of 34s are going at, like we'll have a look at some GTSTs in a little bit. That's not too bad for a manual as well. And it's this beautiful kind of like midnight purple color. It's really good. Got an aftermarket little wing going on there. It's kind of nice. Some all right wheels too. This Z is super cheap. It's hard to find Zs really cheap, especially ones like this here in Japan. This one has 163,000 kilometers and they want about 4 grand USD for it. It's manual. I was actually talking to Oka-chan, should we just buy this and use it as an Ebisu missile? So stay tuned for that maybe. Moving on here, let's have a look at these two Z32s. So we got this Z32 here for $17,000 US, NA. It's done 100,000 kilometers. It's relatively pretty clean. No. Whoa. Hang on a minute. I got this one and this one mixed up. This is the twin turbo edition one. Sorry, guys. So yeah, 5-speed manual, twin turbo. This actually was bought at the auctions and it had a rating of 4. So pretty decent then, if means no accident history in the past or anything like that. Genuine kilometers, 100,000, 17,000 USD for the Z32. It's really clean. This one next to it is the NA one. It's done 57,000 kilometers, so half of the amount of kilometers as this one, but it's NA. And the price reflects that a lot, $6,000 USD. And it's honestly, it's got a few marks and stuff on there here and there, but it's almost in the same condition as this. Definitely, you know, got a few little nicks and stuff on the bumper and stuff like that, but interior wise and stuff like that, it's pretty much about the same, but $6,000. Moving over here, we got a nice Z with Vilside body kit and lip kit on here. They want 9 grand USD for this one. It's done 75,000 kilometers. So that's pretty cool, that's pretty legit. We got a couple more, another Z here, which isn't for sale. We got this R34 25 GT non-turbo for $12,000 US, 133,000 kilometers. Nice kind of black one. How many of you guys remember my white 34 in Australia with its Nismo Aero front bar on it? Oh man, this brings back memories. So, got a whole bunch of 34s here. They're all GTTs. Let's take a look at them. Now, they want 20 grand for this one. It's done 140,000 kilometers, and it's got a lot of really nice upgrades. Things like GTR Brembo brakes and stuff like that. Just things that I guess a lot of Skyline guys will like. It's got the Nismo side skirts, the front bar, the rear bar's stock. But relatively, it's in pretty good shape. The front bar, bottom lip here, that's definitely seen better days. Front mount intercooler kit on there that you can see has been used a lot. It's got a bunch of HKS parts under there. This one, another GTT, they want 21 grand for this one USD. It's at 113,000 kilometers. They've got the auction sheet there that says it's a grade 4, so it's really clean, not a single bit of accident history or rust or anything like that, which is good to see. Genuine 113,000 Ks, that's good. That's awesome. Very clean, actually. I love this one a lot. Man, we need to get another one, guys. We need to. 21 grand for this GTT. We are looking at, 22 grand. It's got a bunch of HKS aftermarket parts, HKS GT3530 on there. It's done 123,000 kilometers, and overall looks pretty clean. Nice. And then over here, another one for 21 grand, 113,000 kilometers, 25 GT. 5-speed manual. It's got the turbo motor in there. Very nice. Good to see. Man, kind of jealous, hey. I really want to get another nice white 34. It's got some nice grippy Nankangs on there too. All right, let's have a look up the back here now. There's some cool cars chilling up here. So there's this 32 GTR here for $28,000. It's got R34 GTR wheels on there, which is good to see. And they have these big endless brakes on here. Now, you can tell by looking at the rotors that this thing's been washed a lot and just been sitting here for a while and hasn't been driven, which is fair enough. I wouldn't want to take something like this out there. 28 grand. Now, this is interesting because I would not expect a Type R auction car to sell for 28 grand that's had a rear end accident where a bunch of stuff was replaced. But this is how much these cars are selling for here in Japan now. This has done only 90,000 kilometers as well. So it hasn't even done 100,000 kilometers. So that's where I think the price is justified, where it's an accident car, it's been repainted, it's $28,000, but it's under 100,000 kilometers. So the drivetrain and everything's still minty fresh. There probably shouldn't be any rust or anything like that in here, but obviously you need to inspect that and make sure it's all good. Over here we got a 33 GTR. What is wrong with me? This one is selling for $32,000. That's a lot of money for a 33 GTR, especially one that doesn't have kilometers confirmed, which means the cluster has been swapped out. So let's have a look at why this thing is so expensive. Going around and having a look at the interior, it looks pretty decent. The rear end got the carbon wing. Wait, does that mean then that this could be a V-spec? It's got the pods on there too. Maybe it is a V-spec. I don't really know how to tell. It has the carbon lip at the front too. So I guess that's why it's so expensive. Ooh, it has Nismo parts too. Original logo Nismo parts. Interesting. So I'm not sure why this is so expensive. They don't have too much information here. So maybe this is a V-spec. Does have a fair bit of aftermarket parts on there by the looks of things too. Damn. All right. Huh. We have a few more Zeds up here. Zeds are kind of expensive in Japan unless you're getting like the bottom of the line over there. That price of that Z, that's a good price. But yeah, some of these not so great. Obviously though, these have really low mileage. We're talking like 47,000 kilometers. This one's cheap, 8 grand, 83,000 kilometers, base model one. Same, this one's only $3,000, base model, 82,000 kilometers. If it's manual, oh, it's automatic, don't touch it. That's automatic too, don't touch it. That manual one down there is 4 grand. I wonder why it's so cheap. Should probably ask. I have to say, I really do like the Zeds when they have this wide body kind of fender kit here. It just looks so cool and aggressive. We need to get a Z at some point for a like a missile kind of seat time car. Maybe I should get one in the States and like store it at Chris's house or some storage yard that Adam has or something, and I can drive that when I'm over there. That'd be kind of cool. So you've probably seen some cars in the background that we have missed. Don't worry, we will get to them. I wanted to take a quick look at this. This thing is about $39,000 USD, and it's a genuine Nismo 370Z. Nismo edition. The thing's only done 57,000 kilometers. It is clean as hell, unmolested, and yeah, pretty expensive. It's crazy that this 370Z, because it's a Nismo edition, I guess as well, is more expensive than those two GTRs. It's kind of crazy. We got this beautiful, actually, nice condition R32 GTST. Damn, I kind of want it. It's got a sunroof though. Stay away from sunroof models, Skylines. They generally have a lot, like, get rust up in there really easily. Damn, that's clean. All right, we got this S15 here. I'm pretty sure this is an NA S15. It's been sprayed, repainted. It's under negotiation, so it has sold. It's got some interesting aero on here. There's this 180SX that's held together with tape. No price tag on that. I guess they got to get that ready, or it's maybe a staff member's car. We saw that Z before. They got a 35 GTR here that's under negotiation. And then they got a couple more Z32s here. We got a NA one for 7 grand USD, unconfirmed kilometers on that. And this one here is $13,000 turbo, confirmed 130,000 kilometers. We got a Stagia here, which is only $2,000 USD. It's done 215,000 kilometers, so it's up there. It's been in better shape, let's say that. The previous owner definitely was an Infinity fan because he's got Infinity stuff and badges on it everywhere. But I mean, hey, if you need a good family Stagia car with an RB in there, why not go for it? So it's the RS4, it's the RB25 turbo in there. It's just done a lot of kilometers, so you know she's gonna probably need a bit of maintenance. But otherwise, that's cheap, 2 grand for that. I mean, hell, I'd buy that and send it at Ebisu Trip for Missouri. We got this really nice Laurel here. We got 2 Laurels actually. These are kind of like the Chases of the Nissan world, I like to call them. And their prices reflect that. So Chases in Japan, something in this kind of condition sells for about 9 to 10 grand as well. So yeah, pretty decent Laurel. Confirmed 112,000 kilometers. Modest mods to the engine bay, and if you don't know, these have the Neo RB25s in them normally, or the R33 Series 2, I can't remember. Yeah, it's based off the 33 chassis. There you go. Yeah, so it's a C35 Laurel. So this has actually got, yeah, the R33 Series 2 RB25 DETs in them. Pretty decent. 9 grand for that. It's practically a 4-door Skyline. Little bit of a nicer condition one. They want 10 grand USD for this bad boy. This has done a lot less kilometers, 62,000 kilometers. Damn, that's nice. Nice modest mods done as well, front mount intercooler kit and stuff like that. Really healthy by the looks of things. Interior VIP spec like crazy. Kind of nice, eh? Do dig these Laurels. They do look good. We got these new Skylines here, which are called Infinities, I think, everywhere else in the world. They want 13 grand for this and it's done 34,000 kilometers. That's cheap for a car that has a 3.7 V6 in it and only has 34,000 kilometers on it. So V6s in Japan, when they've got a high literage, like 3.7, 3.5 and stuff like that, the tax on them is pretty expensive. So a lot of people try to get rid of them. That's why, like, sometimes you find these Zs that are, the base model ones are super cheap and they want to just get rid of them. So yeah, we got a Z here for 8 grand, 92,000 kilometers, grade 4 at the auction house. This one's a manual, so this would be a good example for a drift car. Missile kind of seat time stallion over here. This one's $5,000, 30,000 kilometers on it. 30,000 kilometers and they want 5 grand for it. Of course it's automatic at that price. Oh, that's funny. We got a nice Z32 here, white one that's under negotiation. So don't really know any information. They have no signs up on that, but that's nice, man. So there you guys go. I hope you enjoyed this video and an in-depth look into a car yard here in Japan and just how much these cars are selling for in the motherland where they're from. I know a lot of times, like, it's a common thing that people say cars are way cheaper in Japan. And yeah, these cars probably are a lot cheaper than what they're gonna sell for in the States and Australia right now. Actually, I think it's probably still cheaper in Australia to buy your imports because Australian market hasn't really caught up yet. They're still a lot cheaper there than what they are here in Japan now, which is mind-blowing to me. Anyways, that aside, I hope that gave you a good idea on just how cheap cars are sold for here in Japan and how much they're valued at the dealerships here, right? I'm not talking about what they're selling for in the auctions. So this is what they're selling them for here in Japan and making money off. So if you're paying more than this overseas and it came from an auction house, there's a good chance that, you know, there's quite a few middlemen there that are taking profit out of it as well. So, or, you know, people are just racking up the prices like crazy. So yeah, I hope this gave you some insight. I hope you enjoyed. Make sure you smash that like button and write us a comment. What was your favorite car here today? And what did you think of the GoPro Hero 7? Should I get one? I'm actually gonna probably get an 8 because I wanna do some snowboarding soon and stabilization. The 4 black that I have hasn't been really that good. But anyways, like to hear your feedback and I'll see you all in the next one, guys. Peace out. Ja mata.